Hello, my Capricorn friends. It's Kristen Redman, and today we are going to go over the planetary aspects that are surrounding you and will be making an impact for you in this upcoming optimistic and wonderfully positive year 2017. And for you, Capricorn, a lot of this year is going to focus on closure, leaving some things behind in the past, completion, and self care. Okay, a lot of those are going to be the main focus for you throughout 2017, and really staying true to the authentic you and what it is you want to do as opposed to what everybody else is kind of expecting you to do. You know what's interesting with you, Capricorn, is that you're ruled by Saturn. Saturn is your ruling planet, and Saturn is the stabilizer. Saturn is the one that sets the boundaries and the rules and is known as the teacher of the solar system. It's very dependable, just like four legs of a table. That's what Saturn represents. So people look to you as the same type of energy. They look to you and they see somebody who's earthy, who's grounded, who always follows the rules and follows the books, and you usually do. But you know what? This year, 2017, is pushing you to do what it is you want to do. 2016 was a year that was full of a lot of unexpected happenings, a lot of unexpected changes and things that pushed us outside of that normal comfort zone where, especially for you Capricorns, that comfort zone where you're always happy and contained and comfortable. You felt such an itch last year to break free out of that, and there's a reason. Okay, Pluto's been transiting through your sign since 2008. Pluto is a planet that really brings a lot of change. It brings a lot of endings and a lot of shaking up to the situation. It takes about 30 years for that sign to go through. So Pluto's going to be there for quite a while in your sign. But as it goes through there, you'll notice through times in that 30-year cycle where Pluto will take effect. Pluto brings endings. That could be through death. That could be through loss. That could be through abrupt endings of various kinds, whether it's job or relationship or personal. You'll notice that going through its phases in that 30 years. You'll also notice that Pluto is also like the garbage truck of the universe. And it kind of clears away the things that we don't need, okay? And this year, that's a lot of, well, actually not this year. Last year was a lot of that going on, a lot of that garbage clearing that was going on. This year, it's a matter of focusing on, now that that's cleared, what is it that I, the Capricorn, want to kind of set new structures and boundaries and things moving forward. So a lot of energy going on with that this year. So let's get right into it. Let's start with your money, okay, Capricorn? This year, you've got a lot of change that's going to be happening in your world of joint finances. A lot of change is going to be happening to you when it comes to debt and kind of balancing the scales where that is involved. And that's thanks to Jupiter. Jupiter is a planet of luck. Whatever it touches, it brings us luck and expansion. And starting in September of last year, Jupiter, the balancer of the scales, moves into Libra. That's the scales, right, in the zodiac. And it takes 14 years for Jupiter to get back to that sign. Okay, so you're going to find that the scales, Libra, are going to be balanced for you this year in the area of finances, because that's where Jupiter has landed, is in your 8th house. And it's not just your individual money that you make, it's the money that you share with another person. So it could be your spouse's income increases, it could be an inheritance that you receive, it could be for some folks, and I'm not, don't be like boxing me into this one here, but for some people this could also represent a windfall of some form, unexpected money that comes through, because Jupiter is a planet that's very lucky, so you never know when it goes to that 8th house. It could take money that belongs to the state of Michigan that you won in the lotto when it comes to you. That's how Jupiter works. You just never know, especially this year because Jupiter is opposing Uranus, the planet that brings us unexpected things. So expect opportunities this year for you to get that debt under control thanks to unexpected opportunities that come through. So a lot of focus on that this year, okay? I guess I'll put that in there because I don't know if I'll get to that in the relationships as well. But the 8th house also has to do with intimate relationships as well, okay? Those relationships that involve us to give of ourselves, give of our bodies to others, so sexual relationships. You'll also notice, too, that good luck and fortune will come to you in the form as those as well, okay? I had to throw that in there. too. Anyway, so another thing too that's going to help with this debt, getting that puppy under control, getting those finances under control, is that there are 3 eclipses, not just all four, I mean not one, there's 4 of them that happen in a year, but goodness gracious, out of those 4, 3 of them are happening in financial houses for you this year, Capricorn. That's a lot. That's a lot. And eclipses in astrology are they're going to represent where new beginnings are happening. They're going to represent where good energy is coming through and things are going to be changing. Okay, for you it's financial. It's all financial. And a lot of it's going to be focusing on new financial strategies, okay? This is going to be the year that you're listening to Susie Orman, that you're reading books, that you're doing some research. You're ready to come up with some new plans and structures. That's what you do, Capricorn. You do it so darn well. This year you're coming up with new ones, okay? And they're going to really increase your confidence, too, because the main eclipses we have this year, powerful eclipses like we haven't seen since 1979, they are really going to give you that confidence because they're occurring in the sign of Leo. Leo's that lion that has the courage. You are going to have the confidence this year to really try new things. Maybe you're going to go to some seminars, or maybe you're going to stand up for yourself a little bit more in those areas of finances where maybe you've been the one that's been quiet in those joint finances. This year you've got the confidence to say, you know what, no, let me take over, because I have a feeling something good's going to happen. And it will, Capricorn, if you take those reins, okay? A lot of clarity on how your money is spent, too. A lot of looking at that, look at how I spend my dough. So, in terms of that, October 22nd, and then that week is going to be the most powerful time of this year for you to start new plans, start new structures. Maybe it's when you do a reconsolidation of some form, but it promises new beginnings in your finances at that point, okay? Take advantage of it too. This year we've got Venus going retrograde, which kind of goes into where I'm going here too. Venus goes retrograde from March 4th until April 15th, and that is also a time when we look to the past for how we spend our money, because Venus has to do with love and money. So we look to the past, retro, to see how we've happened in those situations. That's not a good word. How we've worked in those situations, and where things don't work, and how we want to fix it. Okay, Venus retrograde is good for that. And Venus retrograde only happens every few years, so this is a really positive time for you to do that. Only thing I would suggest, okay, review during that time. Don't act on it. Don't take a loan out during the Venus retrograde. Okay, that's, remember, March 4th through April 15th. That's an easy one to remember. Tax day is the ending day for that one. They say that if you take out any kind of loan, if you do any kind of home remodeling, if you anything that takes a lot of your finances in that time, it's not going to work out very good, okay? So just wait until after tax day. That's an easy one to remember, because then the energy will be better. You can do a lot of planning. Good old Saturn-ruled Capricorn that you are, you can do some great planning in that time. So do that. Okay. Moving on to the home, out of finances and into the home. So, you know what's interesting, Capricorn? Like I said, a lot of people look to you for that stability and structure and traditional mindset, okay? They always say, hey, my Capricorn friend always does the same thing. I can rely on them, my aunt, my mom, my whatever. You know what's happening this year? There's a shakeup in that. Breaking away from that, those expectations that everybody in your family puts on you, and it limits you from really being your true authentic self, because you're doing what everybody else wants as opposed to what you want, Capricorn. This year, 2017, is pushing you to do what you want, okay? 2016 brought some unexpected events for you that started shaping the way that you think about things, okay? And then we go into 17, and 17 is such an optimistic year. It promises that all of those seeds of manifesting that you put into all those new moons and everything last year, when things were at their darkest and most chaotic and unknown, those seeds are going to plant this year. They really are, okay? And it's a guarantee that happy times are ahead. All we have to do is have faith, okay? We have to keep having faith. And so this year, they're saying a lot of that is in that process of these weird, unexpected events that happen. Now it's helping the real you to emerge, okay? And it's going to be kind of a shock to other people, because they're going to think you're being selfish or you're doing things totally backwards and you're going to crash and burn. No, you're not, Capricorn. You're not, okay? Because you know what you need to do. Neptune's working a lot with you this year in positive ways. If it was working with you in negative ways, I'd say you'd be disillusioned. But Neptune, the planet of dreams, is working with you in harmonious ways this year, helping you to make the dreams come true, helping you to dream bigger and go outside of that box you set yourself in. Because even though Saturn makes you a great teacher and a great stabilizing force in your life and the life of others around you, it also limits you. It fences you in, okay? And this year, Jupiter's going through, Jupiter in Libra, balancing the scales like it hasn't in 14 years, and it's expanding you. It's pushing you outside of that. So that Venus retrograde that I was talking about before that has to do with money and love, guess where that's happening at? That's happening in your fourth house of family and home. So it's going to prompt a lot of adjustments, and it's going to bring a lot of overdue changes that are needed in those areas, in your life, in your home, in your family. These things got to happen. Okay, and you know, because Neptune's working with you, and Neptune's not just about dreams. It's about our intuition. It's about our metaphysical connection that we have with the spiritual realm and how they surround you and try to provide you with the answers that you need when you're asking. Man, they're working with you really hard this year. Okay, they really are. So listen to them. What's happening in this Venus retrograde is what it's done is it's activated this 8-year cycle, okay, that started in 2009. And now it's like it's coming due. So it's like the first half of this year in 2017 is going to be like a culmination. It's the results, the choices that you made back in 2009, because that 8-year cycle has ended and now a new one is beginning. It's almost like the bad stuff has happened in that time and now the good things can begin to happen in a new 8-year cycle. But I'm pretty sure you're going to know what I'm talking about here. First half of 2009. What choices did you make in home, in your family, in your structure? Did something happen with mom? Because mom also rules in the fourth house. What things happened then? Okay, how is that going to be affecting you this year? You're going to start seeing some changes, especially when that first eclipse happens February 10th, 11th, 8th, 11th. Jeez, I'm sorry. When that eclipse happens, okay, you're going to start seeing some of these reminiscent things from the past, okay? Because that's what Venus retrograde does. It brings things up from the past. So keep an eye out for that. But so another thing too with that Venus in the home and things along those lines, you're going to feel a major push come March to kind of push things along, whether it's marriage or whether it's moving in with somebody or whether it's divorce, buying a new house. Like I said, don't be doing that during the Venus retrograde. No. Wait till April 14th is done. But there's just this push. You feel it so deeply inside of you, and you know what? You're not wrong. Deep inside of there, it's right. But they're telling you to pull out that Saturn in yourself, the control, the one that holds on to those reins and says, let's be patient here. You're going to have to be a little bit more patient. Okay. Not only for the retrograde to end on April 15th, but the best time for you to act on any of those major changes, like I just said, is going to be from April 28th until June 6th. Okay. Wonderful opportunity in there universally for you to finally act on those things. So let's move into romance and love next. So love for 2017 for the Capricorns. Okay, this year it's all about new possibilities. Okay, you're shaking of the old and you're moving into the new. And oh, hold on just a second. I've got my phone ringing. Okay, we're moving into the new and we're checking out things and dating, and we're getting ourselves out in these new areas, Capricorn. Remember I said you fence yourself in, okay, because Saturn rules you and that sets the boundaries. This year you're ready to break on through and do it, okay, because there's so many wonderful things that can happen, especially between June 4th and July 20th, okay. Right there at the beginning of the summer is when you're ready to really take the leap, okay, whether it's with a loved one or if you're ready to dive back into the dating game after a divorce or after a loss. You know what? Now's that time to do it. After the Venus retrograde, of course, but that's going to be the best time frame for you is June 4th to July 20th. Keep an eye out for that. Any opportunities that jump your way, follow your gut, okay, with these guys. And July 13th through August 26th is going to be the most romantic period, too. So I'm anticipating trips with a loved one at that time, or just really special romantic encounters that happen July 13th through August 26th. Basically, this summer looks great for you. It really does when it comes to love, Capricorn. Now let's go into your career. Okay, Capricorns are so driven by their careers. Their careers are what fulfill them. Your sign is about working hard. You're that mountain goat that's got to climb sideways up a hill to get what it wants. You got to work hard to get what you want, my Capricorn friends. But you know what? You got some darn good humor in it. You are one of the funniest of all the zodiacs, you Capricorns are. You've got that good humor that's gotten you through, and this year you know what, it's going to really start paying off because Jupiter, okay, in Libra, is going through that 10th house of yours in career. Remember I said it was hitting your financial houses before? Buddy, this is one of the best, okay? Because the 10th house is the house that you naturally rule, the house of career, the house of status, the house of reputation, and how the public sees you, okay? Jupiter is expanding this for you, bringing in new opportunities when it comes to any of those things I just said. There's going to be new networking possibilities coming in because not only do we have Jupiter going through bringing new lucky energy for you to really get into this career that you need to do. If you have to change, you're going to feel that push. Opportunities are going to fall in your lap, remember, because we got Uranus working with that planet of unexpected things working with Jupiter. That's going to be carrying throughout the year, okay? But then come October, you know what's going to happen is we have Jupiter moving out of that 10th house of career into your 11th house. That's for friends. That's for organizations, networking. It's for dreams, okay? You've been focusing on that dream job of yours, but Capricorn, you keep yourself stuck and you won't let yourself move. You know what's going to happen now, that energy this year, with all of this that's happening with Jupiter, ready to expand you out of those boundaries you set yourself in. It's going to help you really focus on that dream job you've always wanted, that dream career you've always wanted. And when Jupiter moves into Scorpio, October 10th, 10-10, that's an easy one to remember. You are going to be able to fulfill some dreams big time. That's especially when those networking opportunities pop up even more for you in terms of really getting that new job, having that luck, meeting the right person that can be that right connection to help you move on with what it is you want to do. So yeah, August 26th through the 31st, when Jupiter aligns with your planet Saturn, we've talked enough about that guy, they're going to align for that little bit of time, okay? And that's a highly, highly beneficial time for you, okay? You're going to be a very lucky duck in that time frame. So, hey, get a lotto ticket, get a scratch off, okay? Because that's going to be one of the luckiest periods of the entire year for you right there. But it's really going to be focused on your career too and how your money is made. So just keep an eye out for those. You may have an unexpected choice that comes up in that time frame, okay? A change or a new commitment that comes forth for you in that time that really promises some long-lasting stability. Jump on it. Follow that intuition of yours, okay? And some radical changes may be prompted in that time frame of March 24th to April 2nd. Okay, that's going to be in Venus retrograde time, okay? And then the first week in August, too. There may be something that pops up that gives you this opportunity for radical changes. Just follow your gut. Of all things, okay, just follow that because it's not going to steer you wrong this year. So the Pisces solar eclipse that happens on February 27th is really going to be bringing you some new motivation as well. For things when it comes to maybe taking on a new area of study for this job, you're going to start feeling some sort of motivation for getting yourself prepped and ready for this career change, life change, family change, whatever it is. You're going to start feeling that push come the eclipse in Pisces, which is ruled by Neptune. So we know Neptune's working with you a lot this year. Pay attention to that as well. Lots of push to do some new things and maybe those dream jobs you've been wanting to do for years and years. So let's move on to the birthdays. Specific things for specific birthdays in the Capricorn wheel here. So let's take a look. Saturn is definitely going to be, I didn't really write that down very well, but okay, so backtracking up in here. If you have a birthday between December 31st and January 5th, this year is going to be pretty interesting for you because you got a lot going on. With Saturn, your ruling planet, it's moving through that 12th house of the subconscious. So you're going to be going through what's known as a 30-year cycle. The 12th house is the end of the zodiac wheel, and the first house begins right after that. Saturn's going to be transiting through that 12th house finally. And when it goes through there, you start to restructure the whole way your subconscious works. and it goes in 30-year cycles. So you're really going to be purging some stuff you don't need anymore. Okay, outdated things that really don't serve you. Definitely contemplating a lot this year. It's going to trigger an intensive 3-year period of growth for you. You're really going to start looking within for answers as opposed to others. And you're really going to grow individually to be and blossom into that person that you've been aiming for, but maybe haven't been able to do because you're more concerned about what others think as opposed to what it is you want. This year changes that, okay? So Neptune's especially going to be working with you as well, December 31st through January 5th birthdays. Neptune's really, really working with you this year, especially focusing on that spiritual side, following that inner guidance. You are the ones, especially, my friends, in that 5 days, 6 days here, that need to follow your intuition this year, because you need to let go and surrender to the old parts of yourself or old parts of your personality that just don't work, okay? You're really going to know exactly what to do because it leads you to amazing things. It does, all right? So then our January 10th through 18th friends, oh man, Uranus is going to be squaring your sun this year. Okay, Uranus is that one that brings unexpected things. So, okay, we got some more unexpected things coming your way this year. Okay, I'll be honest here. Some chaos may ensue, but you know what that chaos does? It electrifies our lives. Okay, don't look at it as bad. Look at it as electrifying and initiating changes that are necessary to free you and to liberate you. Okay, it's just blasting out. Just unexpected developments are going to be blasting out at you, but that's okay. What it's doing is getting you to forget tradition and start exploring, by golly, start exploring new possibilities. That's the best path for you, not everybody else. Like we said through all of this, this is especially true for you because this is the year of independence. It's the year of freedom. It's the year of individuality. That's the theme of 2017 for you. Individuality, okay? Pluto's also going to be squaring your sun. So you got two really slow-moving hard planets working with you. You got the planet of unexpected things, Uranus, and then you got Pluto, the planet that brings endings. It brings a lot of transformation through those endings. Okay, for any new beginning, what do you have to have? An ending, right? Okay, so this year, you're going to be discovering some deep fears and hidden things within yourself. But you know what you're going to find as you dig through that, through the chaotic, energetic events that are happening. You know what you find in there? Dormant talents, aspects, areas of your personality and yourself that have just been hiding in the dark, and they're going to come out to the light of day again, and they're going to make you feel complete. Okay? Through the chaos comes beauty, right? It really does. And just keep having that faith that it'll happen. Because this year, you know what's going to happen? You're going to recognize the power inside of yourself. That's your theme of this year, inner power. And how much of that you've been given away to others. Okay, that changes this year. All right, you're going to follow that. Journey of empowerment starts now for you. So let's do this. Let's do one of my weekly readings that I do, but we're going to do this as a year for you, Capricorn. What I'm going to do right now is, we know that Archangel Azreal is your angel, okay? Definitely working with you. She is the angel that is known as the angel of death, okay? That helps us transition to the other side when it's our time to go. But she also helps us in these periods of grief while we are on this earth plane, when we lose somebody, when we lose a job, when we lose a relationship, when something dramatic happens in our lives and things shift and change and the waters are turbulent. She holds our hand and she keeps us steady. And she's the angel of grief, and she helps us release things that we don't need anymore. And we know so much of that's going to be happening for you, Capricorn. So she's working with you regardless, but we're going to see what other energies are working with you through these stones here, as I usually do. Wow, it's like right there in my wrist. I could feel it. Oh my gosh, it's so strong. Well, okay. Well, I wonder what in the world. Archangel Haniel. Oh, well, no wonder. Okay, so Archangel Haniel, all right, is the angel of the moon. I would pay attention to the moon cycles this year, especially those eclipses, okay? Always have to do with the sun and the moon, and that's what brings about the new beginnings, okay? Especially the February 11th eclipse and the August 22nd eclipse. Keep an eye out around those with your intuition. She's the angel of intuition, the angel of the moon. Sharpening that intuition, we know how important that is for you this year, so I can see why she would be working with you. And she also helps you to nurture yourself, okay, first. Because if you don't take care of yourself, Can't take care of other people, right? That's the number one thing. Let's take care of you, Capricorn, this year. I'm going to shuffle this 6 times, okay, and see what Haniel has to say. 6 is the number for Cancer. She is the angel of Cancer, and it is the 6th house in astrology. So we got 2 more, and let's see, what is it, Archangel Haniel, that you have for our Capricorns? Oh, it's so strong. I can feel it. Oh, yeah, it's a strong one. Okay, 6 of water. Isn't this something? Isn't this something? This is a card, okay, that really indicates, and if I remember right, it also is one that's in Cancer, but it's about looking to the past, okay? We're looking to the past, and we look at our memories, okay, and we sift through them and see what's needed and what's not, okay? It reminds us also to look at these memories with clarity. Don't put those rose-colored glasses on, okay? We're looking back to these memories to make decisions moving on in 2017. Don't stay stuck because of that comfortable feeling you have because you've been chained to something from the past. That's really what this card indicates. Don't just do it because you feel you have to, okay? Because you're looking to the past with this rose-colored glasses attitude that I'm so tied to this I can't let go. Don't let that energy hit you this year, okay? So memories from your history or childhood reemerge during this year. Maybe issues regarding your own children as well that come up as well. But the main gist of this card is trying to look clearly, okay, at what happened in the past, because sometimes we romanticize that past and don't see it clearly. So that's definitely yeah, okay, we are moving forward. Not only that, but I'm going to look at this from another aspect too. In the tarot deck, 6s represent finally moving forward from a difficult situation. You may have found that in 2016 you were put in situations where you were emotionally, that's the suit of water, emotionally restricted, where there was a lot of conflict and a lot of challenges with family, emotion, intuition, things along those lines. 6 is a card that indicates that you're moving past that. 5 is the difficulty, 6 is moving on. So that's where you're going to be this year. Moving on, moving forward, working with Archangel Haniel to follow your intuition, and then of course Archangel Azreal where needed to make those changes that may be difficult. But you can do it, by golly. If anybody's got the persistence to do it, it's a Capricorn. So every one of you, I wish you a blessed 2017, and I wish you all light and love. Goodbye.